Well, g'day guys, welcome to the channel. Dad's actually been fiddling around with the little D4, tiny tot is what we call it. He's just put the stick rake on. So see how, I think you're about to test it out, are you, the stick rake?
Oh well, we'll give her a go. We'll take it back up there on the hills there, where the smoke is. You know, that's where I live.
Yeah, yep, no, that's generally how we know when you're around.
Knocked a few rocks out of the teeth here, and I don't know what I'll do with them. I'll put them on that trailer for the moment, and then we'll move them 5 times before we deal with them.
So, what do you? How wide would this be with the blade on it, the stick rake?
4 and a bit metres. It's 4, righto, let it go. 4
So about a bit under 4.5, eh?
Yeah, it's over 4.5.
Or about 4.5. Yeah. Oh, get over it.
So I'll see if I can rattle me teeth. See you in a bit.
Yep, I'll pick you up. So the other thing we've got going on is a bit of work on the trash farmer over there, and I think the AFM and all of that has been sorted. Also, I think Phil's back on the excavator. He's still doing a bit of just tidying up with some of the trench work. Yeah, ready for the electrical and the plumbing that's going through there, so that'll be good to get that done. And I'm just going to go over and pick that up. It is going to take a little bit of getting used to following really little dozer tracks, but it's nice that you can just do a job like this and not tear up the ground too much. Just with those big D11s, whenever you turn, you're obviously leaving some pretty big marks. Get out and have a look, see what sort of a job it's going to do. So one thing we might have to do, which we wondered, was might have to take every second tooth out of the stick rake just to let a bit more dirt pass through, because they are fairly close together, but even so it's doing a pretty good job really. and smooth. It's always hard trying to get rocks, scrape up rocks with all the grass, because the grass just mixes with the dirt, and it makes it difficult regardless what you got really, but pretty nice really. Doing a nice job of the sticks, which makes sense, I guess, being a stick rake. That's doing a really good job. We did have a stick rake, some might remember earlier on, that we modified and put on the loader, the 13-ton loader, and it just never really, it sort of did the job we wanted it to, but because with a loader you don't have tilt, it just meant that every time a wheel would dip in, it'd dig in on one side, so it really only worked when it was level. But yeah, having it on something like this just really makes it, yeah, obviously this is what they're designed for, so you can do all your tilting and all of that, and it works well. I don't think I've seen Dad on a dozer for like 20 something years, apart from just playing on the D11s. So we used to, back when I was growing up and the other boys were growing up too, we had a D47U, I think. I'll have to double check that, but so it was one with a little pilot motor. You had to get started, and Brad and Phil would, because they're a bit older, they were making motorbike jumps and all sorts with that. So that's sort of what they learnt on. So maybe down the track we'll think about air conditioning. At the minute, I think most of the time in our climate we're probably just going to have the door open. Might have to stick a little air conditioning unit on the roof somewhere, or somehow that won't get ripped off, and that way it can be used and keep out of the dust, because otherwise you just tend not to use them as much, because we're all soft. How's your new toy?
Well, I wish I had talked about it. The foot clutch is, is remembering the D7U with the steering.
Well, you should have a strong knee. You should be built for it.
Yeah, but you know, left and pull the clutch and then the brake. But yeah, it might need a little bit more adjustment.
You're a bit stiff, is it?
No, it's just a bit hard to get in and out of gear.
Yeah.
And I can, that shuttle shift with the talking wheel is really good for coming up against the tree and just, pushing. You don't know with this whether you've got to hit it so you're not slipping your clutch, or you really, at times you've got to just slip your clutch.
Yeah.
Because you just can't hit the tree hard. You don't like doing that. But no, it's what a marvellous job there.
Yeah, no, the stick rake's working a treat.
Beautiful. And hopefully I'll get a few hints to be able to teach the grandkids. At the moment they might teach me more than I
just have stronger knees.
Well,
They will by the end of it, eh?
you remember that? You remember the old one?
Yeah.
Did you drive that?
I did a bit, yeah, just fiddling around. I was still a bit young. But yeah, no, I remember as a kid you had to both hands on the steering clutch and both feet on one pedal to turn it.
That's right. You had to pull two hands on the one steering clutch and then the foot brake. And then sometimes you put 2 feet on that one.
Yeah.
But it would have been only because it wasn't adjusted right. But
no,
anyway.
I just remember I could only just sort of reach the pedal, so I was swinging off the hand and then trying to jam. You get both feet on the one pedal to just turn it. So it's come a long way from that, though.
The good old days.
I just was saying we need to put air conditioning on it, but maybe we're just all too soft. Is that right? Or
I think the young'uns should learn without air conditioning.
But so you're not going to drive this one much, eh?
I don't want to drive it too much. But no, a few little hydraulic leaks there we better fix up. But
at least they're a lot easier to get those rams off.
But I think, overall for this sort of work, I somewhat think for this you're probably better off not having the cab in some ways. But if you don't use it a lot in the rain, do you?
No, it's probably the scrub canopy's good for sticks and stuff. That's a good thing.
Yeah. But, oh no, she's a little perler. Look at it, mate. Look at it, massive.
It feels weird. You're coming behind it and you see there's little dozer tracks, and you're like, just because we're used to huge tracks, you.
Yeah, but I love it. Like you can just spin on a dime and do big wheelies, and it doesn't even leave any marks. No, that's the thing. For a little job like this, spending an extra 2 hours on a little dozer, it's a lot nicer than just even spending half an hour with the D11, because it just does tear it up a bit. But even those, I just got rid of those rocks.
Yeah.
There's a bit of dirt in them, but still we can. I didn't want to push rocks up into the trees. That's all.
No, that's good.
It is very good.
Well, guys, switching it up a bit, I'm actually driving through the other main farm. You can actually see off into the distance there, yellow. That is the main farm where all the shed is, and there is actually a property between us, but this is the other main farm. It's about a bit over 500 hectares here as well. But this is the property where we've got linseed, which you can see there, and we've got barley on this side and wheat just down a bit further. So there's about 240, a little bit over 240 hectares of linseed. So it's coming along beautifully. I've actually got a bit of a shock coming through here. I haven't been through here for a while, and it's grown substantially since I last saw it, which is good. So yeah, it's just starting to sort of flower. You can see usually linseed has white flowers, and you do find the odd purple flower, but with this variety it is basically mostly purple, I believe. You can see all the pods starting to form on the end. The flower's about to come out. The other thing you have to watch with linseed is grubs. They get Heliothus, love it, and they can wreak havoc, so you've got to keep an eye on that. I can't see any on it at the minute, so that is good. That's coming along pretty quick, and it's well over knee high too, so it's certainly shot up. Now the barley over here, it's shot up too, and it's all in head, and there is still some thin bits obviously with just the way the season was, but yeah, majority of it is out in head. And you can see here, I need to mount a GoPro to my head because I can't pull seeds apart and film at the same time. With barley, it's just got a row on each side. So there's one row there and one row on the other side. That's the seed. And wheat's a little bit different, but I'll shoot up and we'll see what the wheat's doing. Quickly ducked up to the wheat, it's over here. But just quickly, the linseed over this side, this was the other variety. This is the one we usually grow, and it's mostly white flowers, and you can see the odd purple one. I'm not sure whether that comes up in the camera or not, but Here we are coming into the wheat. Now it's a little bit taller, which is normal, and pull up ahead here. And what wheat actually does is, you can see, now it's a bit harder to tell because it's only flowering still, but you might be able to just see on these sides here, if it'll focus. It's probably not going to focus, but there's all different little sections on the side. So you can see there's one there, and then there's another one, and that usually there's about 5, depending on how much nutrients you got. It doesn't necessarily make it yield more than barley, because barley has more heads, but yeah, it's just different, at least anyway. But yeah, it's coming along really nice. It's looking good. Looking a lot more even now than it did earlier on in the season, which is nice. Yeah, you just don't quite see as many thin patches. So hopefully that translates to yeah, more even yield than we thought. Well guys, we're back here at the main farm here at the shed. I thought I'd just do a quick update where we're at with the header and things. It actually hasn't changed a lot since we were here last. So it's yeah, basically we've got the parts there to do it all, but we're waiting on some wet weather to be able to just throw our attention to that. But what has been happening is there's a fair bit of work just preparing different things for the shed at the development block. So the shed pad and different things are going on there. That will be a separate video, or there might even be another couple of videos coming out later. I'm just trying to consolidate them a little bit just to make it a bit more easy to follow. So that's been happening, but there will be a video coming out to do with the shed preparation. So yeah, there's been a little bit of that going on, but other than that, we've still got the Challenger here all pulled apart with the drive wheels getting new rubber on them. And yeah, nothing else has really changed. But anyway, we'll probably leave it there for the minute. Just make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy the videos, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one.